Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Curious One is back with the new question. I could not upload it yesterday because I was quite busy, but today I'll be uploading this video. Hopefully you'll enjoy it, and hopefully you'll share your comments in the box below. The question is, how much food is really being produced to feed 7.8 billion human beings on the planet? You know, the number is not a small number. That's 7 billion operational biological systems that are constantly seeking consumption of some sort of resources. Now you may ask yourselves that, well, I'm always having food when I go to my McDonald's or some other places. But the truth behind all of these is that the fast food is not really a food of any value or quality. That's the garbage you eat to just fill up your tank for a while, and later you just go hungry again. That's basically no food at all. That's just some sort of like a matrix. It's like having a steak in the matrix world. The steak feels you, but in fact the steak is not nutritious enough for you to continue operating. Now we have over 30 million people who are facing hunger as I speak, and also we have the famine in regions of the world where there's been no famine before. Now they have famine. Now food shortages. We're talking about England as well, Eastern Europe, Canada, US, Africa for sure. Some of the countries that are surviving are Asian countries because they have switched the food consumptions from the meat and very high protein food into more vegetables and all of those things completely. However, this is not a basic solution of a long-term problem. In order to survive and in order to continue the existence of human being, we need to constantly consume all the things that this body requires. Now, how do you really provide that much food when, let's say, a full grown-up man goes up to 6'3", let's say 300 pounds, quite muscular, quite strong? To feed one individual, one person like him, you need to serve the person multiple meals in a day. That's a lot of consumption. Now, let's say if we have an army of this size people, or some people around that size, where the food is coming from? You may say, well, there are farmers, there are producers, there are organic producers, they're using this and that. Won't be enough. Will not be enough. There are the obesity, the unusual overeating of a normal person itself is a problem that adds on the extra consumption and reduction of the food source. Now, thinking about all of this, you can't really say, oh, there is enough storages on the planet that can feed all the people. No, there's not. 7 billion, 8 billion people is not a little number. And all of these mouths, all of these operational systems constantly require food that is now out of control. Now, knowing all of this, start thinking. Reproduction of food has gone beyond artificial level. There was a time that they were injecting chickens with all sorts of injections to make them grow up faster, cows grow up faster, piglets grow up faster, this and that grow up faster. But that is not even enough. Like they are estimating by 2025, half of the meat farms, beef farms of the England or even Eastern Europe will vanish because there's no more meat to produce. So our thoughts are moving towards the lab beef that has been produced lately. However, none of these are solutions. My concern technically is where the food is coming from. Like, let's say you go to Walmart, Superstore, some of these large companies, Target, there's always food. And you're like, how come people say there's famine, there's shortages of food when I have all of these food? But no matter how much you consume from that bloody item, you don't get satisfied. So you know for fact that eating one apple in the past, the organic apple that would satisfy your taste for a couple of hours, now you need 2 to 3 apples to kind of give you the enough nutrition and enough storage. That shows that most of the things we are consuming are no longer truthful products. They're all artificials. Now, if you're eating that much artificial food, who is producing this much artificial food? Have you ever thought about researching, digging deep into these corporations, these corporates, all of these retail storages to find out where they have this much food from? Or if we're facing famine, then how do we have so much food? Where the food is being produced? I don't know the answer, because all I know is farmers make food, big companies go get the food and process them and bring them to us. But the truth is, how much a farmer can really produce when, let's say in Canada, half of the year is cold. In Alaska, most of the year is cold. How much import of food can you do? Let's say some warmer countries, let's say Mexico, Central America, where the food, fruits and food and other beverages are produced and imported to North America. Now, how much land do you have? How much soil, reproductive soil do you have to have proper agricultural productions, have proper harvest? All of these questions need to be alarming, because if we are eating garbage, we won't really last long. Those people who lasted 90 years, they lasted on at least organic food. But my generation or the generation after probably won't even see their 70s or 60s, because the food they eat is literally like an empty bucket of oil being poured in the car. A few drops of the oil is not going to move the car for so long, right? So think about it. Tell me if you know any answers about how all of this food is being produced and processed, and then how we can maybe make a change to survive 7.8 billion people. It's a lot of people. It's quite concerning. Leave your comments in the box below, please. Like, dislike or share, and stay warm. Where I am is snowing. Where you are could be sunny. Anyhow, stay classy and stay safe until the next video. Cheers.